Alrighty, this is Thatdtailguy. We're here with Bobby from Feynlab, one of the guys who I've had an absolute pleasure of talking to throughout a few different weeks. And what I would say is one of the experts and market leaders, obviously in ceramic coatings. Some would say that you guys created the first ceramic coating.
Yeah, we were the originator of it.
Yeah, I think it's really awesome. And you guys are located out of?
Chicago.
And, you know, just to put you on the spot, how many other legitimate manufacturers of ceramic coatings are there in the United States?
It's a very, very small number. Like most of them that are saying that they make it are either getting the resin and then they're adding to it, or they are just private labeling it directly.
Yeah. And let me ask you this, because ceramic coatings is one of those things that really bothers me. Why do you think so many people are afraid to just say, like, yeah, we private label it?
I think it's that they want it to be their own, and then on top of that, they feel like it's a ownership on it.
Yeah.
And I think that if it's their formula, they feel like they can speak to it more than if they were selling somebody else's product.
Yeah, I just think it's so weird because especially with coatings, they're such a highly specialized, there's science behind it. Like, it's not just mixing a couple things and blending, right?
Correct.
Like, you know, I don't know the whole process. So I just find it very interesting because it's obviously a chemist makes it. And it's like, if you're not a chemist, then you're not making it. So at a minimum, you have a line of plausibility where you could easily just distance yourself from it a little bit and say, I put my blood, sweat, and tears and experience into making this formula, but I'm clearly not a chemist.
Yeah. And the analogy I always use is like baking a cake, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to put the ingredients in the right order. Like there's a process to it. Baking is chemistry.
Right.
If you go and just throw all those ingredients in at once and mix it up, you're going to have inconsistencies, you're going to have clumps. And that's when you get these coatings that you have to do multiple layers.
Yeah.
And it's not you're doing multiple layers because you're getting more coverage out of it, because like removes like. So if you're putting the same coating on with the same solvent, you're removing most of it. What you're getting out of it, if you're doing that multi-layered, is like the shadowing and the inconsistencies are getting covered up by that.
Yeah.
So where Feynlab, ours is made in the correct process. It's one step, one layer. You don't have to do multiple layers to get that.
Okay.
Because you're not going to have that shadowing effect happening.
Well, that's good. Well, let's move over here and talk about a few products that you maybe are really proud of, or maybe anything that you have that's new. I know that you kind of are building this line to go aside, you know, some of your stuff. So you want to talk about any of that?
So one of our best sellers right now is our hybrid ceramic detailer.
Okay.
It is super user-friendly. It's a spray sealant, essentially, where you're going to be able to go use it, and it's not going to streak. You can use it outside in the sun.
Okay.
Inside, put it on your windows. I even use it on my interior.
Wow.
It works on pretty much anything.
So let me ask you this. I heard somebody earlier say that they have a window coating that'll last 2 years. What would you say to that?
Ours will last 2 years. The issue is wiper blades are going to degrade it. Window coating, it actually has a bond to the glass.
Okay.
So it's not just like sitting on there. It's actually bonded to it.
Okay.
The wiper blades, though, that becomes the abrasion that's going to wear it down.
Just essentially sanding that coating off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what helps with that, you go and apply the coating on the wiper blades as well. So then the coating on coating.
Oh, okay. That's a good tip right there.
That will help it. And then when you're doing the windshield, also do circles.
Okay.
That'll stop the chatter. So you're not having lines going up and down that those wiper blades are going to catch.
Let me ask you this, because you still detail a little bit, right?
Yeah, I still own the detail shop.
Okay, so what do you guys do to clean the inside of the windshields? That was always my problem area. And in fact, I make my wife do it most of the time because I get so frustrated. One of the people who raised me taught me to use window spray and coffee filters. So do you guys have any weird tricks like that?
I mean, I can't lie and say that I haven't used a newspaper before.
Yeah, newspaper,
But one of the things you'll cars is because of the gassing off of the plastics, you get that on the windshield, and it's really hard to get off with just a glass cleaner. Glass cleaners are like really good at finishing touch, that streak-free finish, but it's not good at getting residues off from smokers or the plastic gassing off. So what we usually do at my shop is we'll go through it with an ABC. Clean that first with that, wipe that off, go over it with your glass cleaner, and finish it off. 2 rags, of course. Buff it on, wipe it off.
Okay. Yeah. So I was looking at your panel prep and I was wondering, guessing that's got some sort of isopropyl alcohol in it. I was wondering if you could use that.
That is not good for glass. It is a solvent base. It's not alcohol based.
Okay.
So as panel preps go, it's kind of on its own.
It's in its own level.
Yeah, versus other ones in the industry.
Like, I would expect
if you wanted how you really buff, use that, and that will tell you the true results of how you actually finish a car out.
Well, one of the reasons that caught my eye is I had the idea to do a video, and I have a lot of ideas, but I just don't ever get to them. But one of the things is a lot of companies will say, if you don't use our panel prep, then we won't warranty or guarantee our coating. Are you guys one of those companies?
I will say that our panel prep is going to make the product bond a lot better.
Okay.
Because I know that panel prep is going to strip off everything.
Okay.
It's not just that isopropyl that's going to be taken off. Now, what the installer uses at the end of the day, we have no way of proving that. Our coatings still stand up.
So you guys
Like
will warranty and do all those things that you need to do?
Yeah. The biggest thing is the solvents in our coatings are going to be strong enough that even if somebody's using isopropyl panel prep, it's still going to, if anything's left behind, it's still going to get through that.
Okay, that's great. So one of the things we talked about yesterday was you got some DIY friendly products. Me, I would just be completely admitted, I don't do a lot of paint correction. I know a lot of novice guys are really scared. So what would you recommend before we get off here, like a full paint correction to ceramic coating? What would you buy from Feynlab?
Yeah. So I would start with, if you are new at paint correction and you don't want to buy a bunch of stuff to be able to do that, $850.
Okay.
It is like you can start to finish paint correction with this. You can do a heavy cut with it, grab another pad, use the same compound. You don't even have to add anymore, and you can finish it out. Like if you're really good at buffing, you can just do one pad and be able to finish it, because it's gonna. The more product on there, the more cut you're going to get.
Absolutely.
It's a microabrasive, so it's diminishing. It's that you're having less of it on there, and it's going to finish it out.
Okay. And you just kind of prime it by putting, I see you got the dots there. You just put the dots in the pad there and just prime it up.
Yeah. So
do a couple taps and then you're good to go.
So what I do personally is I'll put it on there and use a plastic card.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Scrape it all around, get as much of it on there. And then especially with foam pads, I'll spin it out to get any excess off.
Yeah.
It's like you're just going to waste product. You're not going to get the cut from the pad if you have too much on there.
That's great.
And then, work that out.
All right, so I'm a brand new detailer. I want to make it easy on myself. So when you get the one cut, and then what am I going to go to for protection? And then let's talk about this pad. Is this your recommended pad, or you guys have other ones?
So this is a good finishing pad. Really finicky paints. This is going to be really great with it. With our new polish, the 8000.
Okay.
So if you have a black Porsche.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I know the Porsche paint is one of those hard ones.
Like this is going to be like a jeweler's polish. It's going to be able to finish that out and make it look like glass.
That's amazing.
With this pad especially, that's what I would use.
Okay.
My go-to pad is always a microfiber cutting pad.
Okay.
Because
when you said the knife thing, I know that's usually how you do microfibers. So that's what I figured.
That's usually, like I do it on both. The only real difference is when you're applying it on a microfiber, you're scraping it. When you're doing it on a foam pad, you're more using it to push it around.
That makes sense. I'm very novice when it comes to that, so I'm watching people like you or other videos that are out there instructional, and I'm trying to learn. So
you come by my shop, we can do a video, and I can teach you how to
buff. You're
in
Chicago again, right?
Our factory's in Chicago. I'm actually based out of Vancouver, Washington.
Okay, yeah, I don't ever go up to there, but my home base is Indiana, so
hey,
I was gonna say, man,
maybe you should come check it out.
Maybe I should go to the Pacific Northwest. All right, so we got that. What would we move to next as far as the coating, and then let's talk about maintenance after that. Just give the people the full lineup.
So I would suggest panel prep. It is really good at what it does.
Okay.
That being said, if you're at home, you're doing it by yourself, and the only thing you have is alcohol, wipe down the coating with water to make sure you get it all off. It's water based, so it'll remove a lot easier if you just put some water on it, wipe it down, use some alcohol. And then you can go straight into your compound or your
coating. Okay.
And so our ceramic original, that's by far one of my favorite coatings.
And this will do just one car?
That'll do multiple cars.
Oh, really?
It really depends on how thick you put it on. If you put it on thicker, you're going to get a longer term. But even with putting a minimal amount, if you used half that bottle on it, you're going to get more than a year out of that.
Wow. Okay. And now, is this something I can use on the windows and stuff like that, or are you just doing body?
Yeah.
So what about wheels?
Yeah.
So this is a do everything. So how much so when I buy it from the shop, are we at 40 mils?
Yep, you're going to be getting a 40 mil bottle.
And then what would the price point be at something like this?
$47.50, I think it is.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. And I think that's one of the biggest indicators, like a coating is a real deal company when they can offer responsible prices. When you see them jack up the price, it's usually because there's a couple people in the middle of there, or the other end of that is it's a really crappy coating, which usually people know those.
Well, we're making it from raw material to bottling. There's no middleman.
I love that, and that's what I'm saying. You're able to really control everything, but then offer a great product at a great price.
Yep.
Okay, so we're moving on to that. We got the paint prep. Let's talk about maintenance, and then I have one more hard question for you that a lot of detailers will ask. So
for maintenance, the hybrid ceramic detailer spray is going to be the bee's knees for it.
Okay, perfect. And then that's going to help you.
By itself will give you about 6 months protection.
Yeah.
3 to 6 months is what we're saying. Now, I've had it on cars where they're coming back 6 months later to my shop and it's still beating up, and that's all they ever had on it.
Okay.
But if you were to be maintaining that 1 year coating with the detailer, like, you're going to get, not going to wear off. You're adding back in that slickness every time, like it's going to stay there.
All right. So being a business owner, having your own shop, and I know you do a lot of mentorship, you have a lot of different training programs and stuff like that. How do you do the math when it comes to how much you should charge for a ceramic coating? I can tell you afterwards, like what I was always told, and I just want to see where you're at.
So one of the biggest things is, what is your market doing? Are you pricing yourself as a competitive, or are you pricing yourself like out of it?
Yeah, I think that makes
You also
sense.
don't want to like value your product. Like,
Right.
you know, if you're doing a 3-year coating for $200, like, people are going to look at that and be like, oh, it's not worth it. Like that coating's got to be crap.
That's such a good point, right? If people who have the disposable income, usually to do a ceramic coating, they want to pay for quality. And sometimes people associate quality with price.
Yeah.
So if you are not offering a good, a higher price, then they'll think that you don't do good work or
Yeah.
you're desperate. And sometimes that's true. Maybe you are putting a subpar coating on there. So I think that's a really good point. So what I was always told coming up is that you're going to take whatever the coating costs and you're going to times it by like 3 or 4. And that's how you can get a pretty accurate price. So since this one is like 50, you multiply it like that. And then in addition to whatever your standard interior detail, exterior detail, whatever you're doing. So,
Yeah. So from what I've seen in my area specifically, but like I deal with, installers across the whole United States.
right.
It's usually like times 10.
Really?
Our ceramic B3, it's, around $90.
Yeah.
We charge $900 for it. The ceramic ultra, if you're around the $1,500 mark, you're gonna be right on point in
That's
most
awesome.
in most markets.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I guess the way that I do it, we would probably be there, but I just take this, I do a la carte pricing on my stuff. So I say, okay, you build whatever detail you want. So by the time they get up there, for me to even get to the point of the ceramic part, I'm already probably going to be at like $700 for a detail. So then that's why I multiply it by 4. So then we'd be at like $1,200, $1,500, something like that.
So my shop, for full detail, inside and out, it starts at $499. And at that $499 mark, we're including that 1 year ceramic
Wow.
on it.
That's a great price.
It's so fast, it's so easy to use, and
Right.
we want that customer to be coming back 6 months, year later, to be getting their next detail.
Yeah.
And we learned that the amount of work that we're putting in each time we're doing it, it cut way down by having a ceramic coating on there. So we're not just putting the coating on for the customer to get that like coating
Yeah.
on there, but
Yeah, I
like
gotcha.
it's for our future. When we do that car next time,
This makes
it's
it
going to be
easier.
much faster.
Yeah, I think
So
it's a
now
big-
our profits on the next one are even
Yeah,
better.
and I think that's why it's so important to have that system. I think once you start doing ceramic coatings, you can get into maintenance washes and different things like that. So
Yeah.
that's really cool. So you guys heard it here first by the company that brought ceramic coatings in, the guys that are working hard and they're innovating still every single day. I think if I have any more, this is the last one. Are graphene coating real?
If you had graphene thick enough to do any protection, it would change the color of your paint.
There you go. You heard it here first from the expert. So, all right. I appreciate you, man.